What's going on, tile friends? I'm just giving my dog a walk here at the park while I get ready for my morning, drop my daughter off at daycare, and I'm going to be delivering some tile today for the next job I've got coming up, who my crew will handle for me. So I spent all day yesterday in the office working on the upcoming podcast, episodes 1, 2, and 3, and kind of narrowing them down and perfecting them a little bit. And I've got a little ways to go, but we're only days away from launching this thing. So I'm excited about it, and I hope you are. I thought I would just share a little bit about the kinds of topics I'm going to be discussing there on the podcast that you can look forward to. So as I reflect back over my company, starting my company, I kind of have a little bit of perspective. You know, it's funny how time does that, and you can look back and you can think about the mistakes you made. But if you dwell on that, you know, you're going to get discouraged. But you can learn from those mistakes, and you can also think about the things that you did right. And it's my goal, my aim here to share with you these mistakes that I made. But I'm also going to be sharing with you, and I hope that you can learn from my mistakes, because ultimately that's the best way, when we can learn from somebody else's screw-ups, right? So I'm also going to be sharing with you some of the things that I did right. And my goal from the beginning was to grow a business, something that could allow me to kind of, you know, not have to install tile basically every day. So a business that could run itself with me kind of being the forefront, the business owner. So from what I did from the beginning is I did not hire a helper. And this might sound counterproductive. I know a lot of us, you know, like to hire helpers and train them just the way we want them to be, kind of mold them. And you can also, you know, hire somebody for what, you know, depending on the country, you know, maybe $15 an hour, or give or take, depending on what part of the country you're in. So it's a easy way to get into it without a lot of money is hiring a helper. But I'm telling you today, if you want to grow a business, I think that's a mistake, because what I did, and looking back, like I said, having that perspective, having that 2020 vision, I hired a skilled tile installer with all his tools. This gentleman had more experience in tile, or actually, it's kind of funny, he had the same amount of experience in tile as I have in life. I didn't say that wrong. He started installing tile the year I was born, all right? So I had to offer him a pretty good wage. In fact, for 2 years, give or take, his paychecks, his weekly paychecks were more than my weekly salary that I was giving myself. And I was on the tools working jobs as well. So this was kind of hard to digest. And a lot of people told me, hey, you're making a mistake. Why are you paying that guy so much? You should get a helper, you know? A lot of my friends and family, when I told them what I had done, you know, they thought it was a mistake to be paying someone more than I was actually paying myself. Now, I saw a bigger picture, because I saw, well, it's my business, it's my company name. You know, I hold more to profit in the long run. And sure enough, only a few short years later, you know, my checks are now bigger than his. And I'm working a lot less. So that's the beauty of hiring someone who actually has the skill that you can trust, that you could go work a second job, a second tile installation job, but preferably you're going to be spending a lot more time going over your books, going over your budget, going over analyzing the jobs, saying, hey, I see that a shower should really cost this much, not that much, because we lost money. So you can work on advertising, you can work on, basically, in the short of it, you can work on the business. When you have somebody that you can trust to tile, to do the installs, you now can work on the business, not in it. So it's a distinguished, something that needs to be distinguished. So that's the importance and the power of hiring somebody, hiring intelligently from the beginning. And like I said, you're going to have to offer them more money than your competition is offering them to get them on board with you, because they have choices, you know. And if they're not making enough money, I mean, chances are they're not happy with how much money they're making, you know. So if you could step in there and say, well, I offer a few dollars more an hour, and I'm going to give you these paid holidays, or something like that. Something that gives them some incentive to say, I'm going to jump on board with this guy because he's going to treat me right. And then continue to treat them right. When they do good, continue to give them bonuses at the end of the year. Continue to give them raises without them asking. My employee that's still with me has never once asked for a raise. But I've given him probably I think about $7 or $8 more an hour in increments over a short amount of time, only less than 3 years. So that's the beauty of it. Treat them right, and they're going to be loyal to you. And I never asked him to work Saturdays. We had that conversation up front, but he's worked maybe a handful of Saturdays, half a dozen or so for me, just because I treat him right. And if he sees I'm in a situation, he sees I'm stressed, or oftentimes he'll just talk to the customer and they'll say, this is our only bathroom or whatever, because we do remodels, and he'll end up working that Saturday. And I always give him more money for that because I appreciate it. It makes us look good, and it shows that he gives a crap. So that's my tip of the day. That's kind of what's on my mind today. And as I continue to work on the podcast, these are the kinds of subjects that I'm going to be bringing to you. I also have a Facebook group called Tile Money. We're not going to get into this or that. We're not going to get into heated debates. I'm not going to talk about this material or this method, and nobody on that group is going to be allowed to. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed that, and I really just want to bring some value to you and kind of learn with you as I continue to learn and improve my business. So I hope you guys are having a great, profitable week. Get out there and make some money. Install some beautiful tile as you will. All right, I'm gonna get on with my day.